For 2023, Toyota has redesigned their top-of-the-line four-door sedan, which was called the Avalon for a number of years. Now it is back to being the Toyota Crown. Let's have a look on this episode of The Real DC Car Guy. Hey there, it's William West Hopper, and I'm here with the 2023 Toyota Crown. Let's have a look and see if it is better than the Toyota Avalon. So what's new for 2023 on the Toyota Crown? Well, the whole vehicle looks a lot different than it did when it was an Avalon. Very sweeping front end, much like all the rest of Toyota's products, from their new Prius to their Corolla and even the Camry. This Crown Platinum has the Hybrid Max, a 2.4 liter turbocharged hybrid engine, and we're getting 29 plus miles to the gallon with that. So design-wise, on the outside, you see this large grille area, which is not open. It's not a active grille. It is a solid grille because it doesn't need the cooling because the engine is smaller. Yes, there is cooling coming in through here, and there's a little cooling coming in through here. There are cameras all over, and there are sensors all around the vehicle. So a nice look with the LED lights, the LED driving lights, a lot to see on this vehicle. It almost has a little bit more of a menacing look from the front, that's for sure. A lot of sensors throughout the vehicle, which is part of Toyota's Safety Sense 3.0, which is amazing and is standard on Toyota vehicles now. Now the Crown is a four-door sedan. It is a large four-door sedan, as you can see. Four ample doors to get in and out of, and most buyers of this vehicle who are going to be of a certain age are going to need more space to get in and out of and don't have a lot of the flexibility. Now, while it has a sloping rear, it is not a hatchback. It does have a trunk. Now, this vehicle is equipped with a solid glass roof. It is not operable, though there is a sunshade on the inside, and it is over the front seat passengers as well as the second row passengers. Now, the color on this Crown is an extra cost item. This bronze gold color and the black, the two-tone trim, it's about $750 extra. I personally think it looks like a color that you might want to flush. The Crown does come in a variety of colors, and many of them are much more attractive than the vehicle that we have for review. But that's my personal opinion. So the seats in the Toyota Crown are pretty darn comfortable. They're not super supportive, but they're not uncomfortable, as I have found in some of the other cars, such as the Prius we recently drove. Steering wheel, the feel of the steering wheel is good. I really do like the handling of this vehicle, and it's a large vehicle, so it's kind of interesting to see that it handles as well as it does. Yeah, you do know, and it's a big vehicle if you're doing a tight maneuver in a parking lot or something like that. But in general, when you're driving around the different roads, you know, it zips and zaps, goes right over the roadways very well, especially the nice curvy roads. And it's really comfortable on the highway as well. So what do I like about driving this car? I really like the comfort of it. This is the first four-door, full-size sedan that I can really say has a luxury ride to it. It's very smooth, very soft. It absorbs all of the imperfections in the roads. A lot of the cars have sports suspensions. This does not. And it holds the road very well. The weight of the vehicle is, you know, it's probably pretty significant. I'm not sure what those numbers are, but I'll have to find them and post them. But it does have a hybrid engine, so it has a hybrid battery, so that adds to the weight to the vehicle. Visibility on this car, very good. I have good visibility all around, and then with the cameras that are here that show up on this screen, even better. So lots of good visibility, which is really key. A lot of sedans that you lose that visibility out the back. The mirrors turn down just enough when you back up and then turn up quickly so you're not having to wait. I did notice that on another car we were reviewing the other day, that they did turn down, but you had to wait forever for them to pop back up, and that really is an issue when you're trying to pull out of a parking space. You're backing up, and then you want to pull out, but you want to see who's coming in your rear view mirror without scrunching down. You can do that in this car. So this car really is well thought out, and especially for a driver of a certain age. The Avalon was known for attracting a much more mature consumer, and I believe that this vehicle will as well. Even though the exterior is a little racy for the boomer generation, I think it'll be fine. I really like the Toyota safety sense in here. It tells me when I'm in a parking lot if somebody's crossing in front of me or behind me. It lets me know what's going on in the blind spots, which is great. It does have traffic sign alert on the driver's dashboard. The map on the Toyota map is very nice and clear, and it also shows you in bright red when there's a Toyota dealer close by, which I think is always kind of interesting, so you know where that is. But it's easy to see, it's easy to figure out where you are. This is a touch screen, which is fine, but it's not, the whole car is not designed around the touch screen. Another plus, especially for the boomer demographic. Now the driver dash gives a lot of information, but it doesn't give too much information. We've gotten so used to so many menus that we have to dive deep into, we have to scroll through. This one really doesn't have a whole lot of menus. It's pretty simple from what it shows. There's a nice display in the center showing you your speed. It doesn't really show you RPMs as much as it does show you, where your power is coming from and things like that. I've got to say, being on the highway, this car's been great. Plenty of power generally. Now there are some situations, oh look, there's an Avalon, the previous generation to this vehicle right out in front of us. Now I have had one situation where I was cruising along at the highway speed. There was somebody that was sitting in my left side that was pacing me, and there was a vehicle that was coming on the on-ramp, and I had to give it the beans to get it to move. And I wasn't overly impressed at that point in time. I really had to push it down. I didn't downshift it or anything, which is probably what I should have done. I can do that with the shift levers on the steering wheel. There are electronic shift buttons down to be able to downshift the car, and I did not do that, nor did I move it into sport mode. I just was driving, and I pushed the foot on the accelerator and just waited and waited and waited. So the inside of the vehicle, again, pretty basic and pretty simple. Nice perforated leather seats, and these are heated and cooled in the front. There is a nice storage area there, console storage area, and it does have a USB outlet in it, 2 cup holders, and there's a nice little area here that you can pop that out and put your glasses in or something. It also has a area here, which I really like, which is where the wireless charging for your phone is. So pretty comfortable there. I really like the overall design of the interior, how it kind of is very flowing. Not a lot of different materials though. As you've seen in some other vehicles, there's some carbon fiber looking things, but this is just kind of hard plastic and soft plastic and hard plastic around. So a lot of plastic on the inside of this Toyota Crown. And speaking of plastic, again, the door sides, interior of the door is just a lot of hard plastic. There's soft plastic here on the armrest. There is a nice place to put a bottle here, but not a cup. It says you can have a bottle, but no cup. So you can store some things here. A lot of hard plastic. Though it has a nice look to it overall, so you can't complain about that. The switch gear in this Crown is nice. It's real switches, real buttons that you push in or push up or down, and that makes a difference. I really like the fact that it tells you that you are entering a school zone, and it sort of has about a quarter-mile range around. It'll tell you that even when you're not right next to the school. It lets you know if there's something right beside you there. And when you're close to things, it lets you see, it shows you that. So if you get up close to something, it's not happy about it. It lets you know. All right, the driver's dash. Nice and basic. Not a whole lot going on here. You can change things around a little bit. So this vehicle does have adaptive cruise control, which for a highway sedan, you'd certainly expect it to have that. You can see where the power is going on the power gauge there on the right hand side, whether it's going into the battery or going out to the wheels or not going at all. We have it on auto hold, which is nice. Gotta say, it's kind of funky because when you pull your foot off the brake and put it on the gas, it sort of stumbles a little bit. This Crown is a four-door vehicle with a trunk. And one of the things that I find interesting on this is there's no kick way to turn it on. There's no plug or a switch that I have found. Maybe there is a switch and I haven't found it yet. There's not a switch there, not a switch there. There's no switches here to open the trunk, which I thought was a little odd. I was having a lot of problems figuring out how to open this trunk. There's nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Turns out, way over here is a very simple little button. And that's how the trunk opens from the back. Took me a while to figure that one out. You can do so on the key, so if you hold the bottom button on the key, it opens. But it doesn't swing up. You do have to push it up. So it's not a power trunk lid like you find in many modern vehicles today. And there's no button up here either. This Crown Platinum does not have. The trunk is very spacious, a lot of space. I would say there's probably at least 36 to 40 inches in, and I'd say probably 18 to 20 inches wide there. It's going to be fine for suitcases, it's going to be fine for golf clubs, but you're not going to get your large big box store items in, such as your big things of toilet paper or paper towels or big cases of things in it. A nice full-size trunk. This one has a nice cover to it. There is a area underneath, and yes, you're going to find a full-size donut-sized spare in here. This is a 165/80 17 spare tire. The tools are centered in there as well, which is sort of a rarity in modern cars today. But the Crown consumers are going to want a real spare tire. Even though this isn't really a spare tire from the days, it's a donut spare tire, but still a spare tire. There is a handle here, but this is again manual, which is kind of odd for a 50,000 plus sedan. So what is it like in the back seat of the Crown? Pretty spacious. I don't have a whole lot of headroom here. There is a little bump back here that goes up for the head. But you know, I'm 5'11" or 5'10" now, so it doesn't have a lot of space that I would like here. It does have heated rear seats, not cooled rear seats. There are two vents here. There's two USB-C ports here in the back, and there are two magazine pockets, which is pretty rare these days. You usually only get one magazine pocket. Two passengers can sit comfortably back here. You can have a third one. It's not divoted down for a third passenger, but you could put a third passenger in here. The center hump is not really big, so you're not going to be straddling. But really, definitely, this is a four-passenger comfortable car, 5 passengers in a pinch. Now, it does have a fold-down armrest with cup holders here. There are little nibs in here for the cup holders, but there's no, I'm not seeing any storage area in there, so you can't really hide anything in there. There are little coobies on the door. This is pretty hard plastic. It's a little bit soft there by the handles. This, of course, is soft, but the door stuff is pretty hard plastic. Kind of kind of a letdown for a car at this price point. But then again, remember, the buyer of this vehicle is going to be an older buyer who's going to want something that's pretty dependable, durable, spacious, comfortable, easy to drive, and that they're definitely going to get in a Toyota Crown. Now, one of the things is that you do have a 60/40 fold down split rear seats, but there's no controls here inside to fold them down. You have to go into the trunk to open that up. And the trunk also, if you it has these little devices on either side. Pull, and that's going to release the rear seats, so you can bring the seats down, which makes a difference in this vehicle. So it is basically a 60/40 split, and there is an opening there in the trunk area to get, so you could put longer items in as well. But there is a lot of area that's going to stop you from bringing big things in, plus the hat rack back there as well. And I have to say, it is a nice little fold down there, so you can carry a passenger over here and still have some space. You can carry something long on that side. Now, as I said, it does have a glass roof up here, but it is not operable. There is a sunshade, but it is a single sunshade, so it goes back from the front all the way back, so you can't leave the front closed and have the back open if somebody in the back wanted the sunshade. So it's have it one way or have it all the way, but you can't have it both ways. And of course, another the 40 side is right here. So this is the 2023 Toyota Crown Platinum. So let's talk about this vehicle. This has a $54,420 MSRP. That includes $1,095 of dealer processing and handling fee. The suggested manufacturer's retail price is $53,325. This specific vehicle has a premium paint charge of $425. That's the bronze age and black exterior paint. It's the two-tone paint, which is another $550. So basically $975 for the two-tone paint and the premium paint, which is the bronze age black L820. And so that's really the only add-ons that this vehicle has. It is the Toyota Crown, and this is the Platinum Edition for the 2023 Toyota Crown. Now, this vehicle was made in March of 2023, and it was made in Japan. Thank you for joining us on The Real DC Car Guy as we reviewed the 2023 Toyota Crown in Platinum trim. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and follow us for more auto and truck reviews and stories about the automotive lifestyle. Until next time.